Welcome back. It is Simple Card Sunday, and I'm here with today's feature, which is a card made using the Snow Friends cartridge that came out as a promotional for this winter, and this is the card that I came up with. I'm going to go ahead and walk you through that. The little image that I used off of this card is this little guy right here, and he is actually on the third row of the cartridge, the fourth row, I'm sorry. He's right here on this row of the cartridge. And to make the cuts on this cartridge, you're going to follow straight down from the image that you want to cut. This little snowman was cut at 2.5 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and assemble the card. My card base is just a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I went ahead and cut at 5.5 inches, scored it in half, added my white background, ran my background paper, which is just cut to fit into the little white matted part on the card, ran it through my Big Shot with a Cuttlebug embossing folder, and then I used a piece of scrap white and just tore it to simulate snow on the bottom, and inked around the edges with my Pebbles eye candy chalks, and I used the gray. I went ahead and I pre-assembled the snowman because there was a lot of little tiny pieces, but this is what he came out to look like. And I had trouble with this part of his little hat. It was supposed to cut out a little part that sat on top, but I did not like the way that it cut, so I didn't use that part of it. I went ahead and just using a white pen, my little white jelly roll, I went ahead and just drew in the white on it. No matter what I did, I couldn't seem to get that little piece to cut. Then I cut a tree image from, this is from the Paper Dolls cartridge, and I also embossed that through my Cuttlebug folder. And now we're going to go ahead and assemble this card. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and adhere my tree. Be careful doing this because it's got a lot of smaller pieces, so I'm just going to hit it easily. And this, I'm just using my glue runner from Walmart. I really like this adhesive, and it's affordable, and I use a ton of it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually position this tree half on and half off the card, and we'll go back and trim the parts off that are not adhered to any part of the card. And then this branch right here was a little bit longer. I went ahead and cut it down because where I was going to put the little snowman, it was going to stick out too much and you couldn't see the little bird. I went ahead and added dimensionals to the back of my snowman. And I went ahead and inked around the little snowman with the eye candy chalks in gray again. And I kind of got his little face in there too. For the top of his little hat, I used a white brad. One more to pull off here for the little bird. And I'm going to adhere him right here. I'm having problems with this today. I'm going to adhere him right here, just like that. And I put a little dimensional on the back of the little bird too. Then to add even more dimension to this, I was going to use my stickles, but I decided to use some little pearl type things instead. Go ahead and cut this off of here. And the top of this one. Okay, so there's that. I went ahead and put some of the chalk around his little face too. So I'm going to be using some liquid glass from close to my heart. And I'm going to be adhering some of these little beads just to emulate snow. So I'm randomly going to put some of this glue on here just to make the little beads stick. Stick some on the trees, some down here. Stick a couple on his little hat. Just going to go ahead and put this around for now. And we'll stick a couple on his little clothing. Be one here and one there. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead, take the little beads, stick them down. These are just to simulate fat, puffy little snowflakes coming down. On his shirt. A couple more. Got these little beads flying all over here. Let's see if I can pull the ones off of the table. Find out where the rest of my little dots are. And when this dries, it's going to serve as an adhesive too. And we're almost done here. You can go ahead and use the stickles if you prefer, if you don't have any of the little beads. I used to do a lot of crocheting with these little beads, so they've just kind of been sitting around until I found use for them today. We have a couple more to go. And there we go. And there's our simple card for today, for Simple Card Sunday. Want to thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again for next Sunday for another simple card. Once again, thank you for stopping by. This is Jeanette, also known as Scrapbook Mom, and I will see you next time. Have a happy week.